But staying on the Friday night slate, we've got an 8:30 matchup. Now, this is a time where it is week one, but we've seen both of these teams play, UNLV and Sam Houston. UNLV comes in as a 10.5 point favorite. Total is 60.5 over under. Um, this is a weird one, man. Like, you got a UNLV team that played terrible in week zero, and then you have a team in Sam Houston that got blown out in week zero by Western Kentucky. So, Chase, I'm gonna send it over to you. What do you like?
Thank the Lord we have seen both these teams play. I'll tell you that right freaking now. Because a week ago, if we'd have chosen these games, I would have went UNLV wholeheartedly all the way. There's just too many defensive liabilities. There's defensive liabilities on both sides, but I saw a Sam Houston team that played in a conference game week one against a team that's probably going to be in the CUSA championship game, and they still put up 24 points. They played well, just Western Kentucky's a little bit better. And it was also week one. Now, do you get Western Kentucky later in the season as Sam Houston play a little better? Probably. But at the same point, week one, you still put up 24 points. You play really well. But UNLV, what in the heck is that? This was almost the East Mississippi Community College of a group of five football, FBS football, where they've got just tons of kids from Power Five programs. Alex Orgy from Michigan, who's supposed to be the next great thing after JJ McCarthy. You got Justin Flo, who's bounced around from Oregon and Arizona. You've got a ton of kids just that are just littered with Power Five experience, and they played an FCS school that I mean, I think they've only been up and running for less than a decade or something like that. I can't remember when Idaho State was. I'm probably totally wrong on that. But even so, name me a time you've heard of Idaho State making headlines at all. I mean, probably building out their program was the start, and now it's probably the last time you've heard of them. And so you're going to go toe to toe and nearly get upset in week one. There's still some Kings. Dan Mullen's been out of the game for a few years. I give you that. But goodness gracious, it was ugly and it was not fun to watch at all from them. I'm going Sam Houston all the way in this one. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. And I know it's a 10.5 spread, but goodness gracious, the UNLV had a 30.5 point spread favored over Idaho State and won by 7, guys. And we're struggling at one point. It's struggling. I'm going Sam Houston.
See, that's tough because yes, you're right. Um, UNLV at one. Okay, so when the line opened, I think UNLV was favored by 24 points, and all of us as a college football community decided that we wanted to hammer the money line on UNLV. So that line got moved all the way up to 33. I think it closed at 30 to 31. And you saw the result, right? Alex Orgy, can we just finally like stop this thing where we all of a sudden think Dan Mullen is this great quarterback whisperer? He had two quarterbacks. Two. He had Dak Prescott and Tim Tebow when he was at Florida, right? This is getting to the point where they never should have got Alex Orgy. Okay, I just want to say this. He went 3 for 3 for 37 yards. All right. If I tell you that stat line before the game, what is your like most people from watching him last year can be like, yeah, that makes sense. He couldn't do anything at Michigan. He's not a quarterback, okay? So he just needs to not play anymore. All right. Um Calandria, the backup, ended up coming in there 15 21, 195 yards, one touchdown. I think he should be the starter moving forward. There should be no question at all in that. Alex Orgy is a bona fide running back turned quarterback. The only thing I think UNLV is going to win the game, right? I don't think they cover. Um, UNLV had over 300 rushing yards in their game against Idaho State. Granted, it's Idaho State. You mentioned you went down the whole trail about that doesn't mean anything. Whatever. 300 rushing yards against anybody is a very good rushing attack and rushing game. UNLV's offensive line looked really good on the run game. You had Thomas go over for almost 150 yards at 10 carries, averaging 14 yards a carry. That's crazy, right? So, and then Calandria, the backup quarterback, ended up going for 93 yards himself. So I think UNLV is promising when you take Alex Orgy out of the equation. But their defense, I will say this, their defense did not look good at all. They look like a bunch of really good players that's not a team. But I think UNLV is going to win the game over Sam Houston. Sam Houston did not show me anything. Honestly, though, that score against Western Kentucky was a closer game than what the score made it look like. First half was very competitive, but I still think that UNLV is going to be the better team and get it done.
Yeah, and I'll add this to it, guys. I was being a little hyperbolic when I was saying it's only been a decade since they've been alive since '52. Trying to see when they actually made it to the FCS level, but their record book is not showing me right now. But yeah, sorry, I know because you're like, I know State was they were it was more than I just wanted to just go ahead and point that out. I was being hyperbolic. Great to them, and congrats on a great game. Let's not just take this away as the UNLV sucks. Idaho State put up a really good game. Head coach really knew what he was doing. I think I've heard the head coach has been doing really well up there last few years, really building out the program. So congrats to them.